Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motor Cars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and a mere 45 minutes from the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport for those of you who want to come in and look at stuff in person. Now, you're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish to look at our newest addition, and that is a 1962 Studebaker Gran Turismo Hawk. Boy, yes, watch this video from start to finish because we do a walk around, we do a cold start, give you all those details. Now you can also click on the link in the description and it'll take you right to our website where it has the pricing information, more information on this car, and access to our over 100 additional vehicles we currently have in inventory here at Ellingson's in Rogers. Give us a call, 763-428-7337, and our website is www.ellingsonmotorcars.com. Well, today we're going to talk about the 62 Studebaker. Studebaker has always come out with more innovative vehicles, in my opinion. Always something a little special. The Hawk coming out in the mid-50s, and now in 1962, they kind of did a facelift to give it a better look. They hired a fellow by Brooks Stevens, who was kind of a designer on cars, gave it some really new features, and they changed it from just being called a Hawk. Now it's a Gran Turismo GT Hawk. So just one of those things for your information-hungry people out there. This thing is one of those really cool cars that you just don't see very many. Now, this particular car comes to us with Ermine White, which is an original color for this car. And it is, of course, powered by the famous 289 Studebaker motor. That's not a Ford engine. It's a Studebaker V8. So this has got the V8 under the hood, hooked up to a nice automatic transmission. And whoever ordered this car in the first place added lots of nice extras, including, of course, probably one of the most important things, it's got power steering. Power steering is probably one of the biggest things that people really, really enjoy when they have an old car, simply because it just handles better, easy for parking, and we're so used to cars that have power steering. But, you know, back in the day, that was an option. Everything had to be checked off. You want to have dual outside mirrors, you had to check that off. You wanted AM radio, you had to check that off. You wanted full wheel covers, you had to check that off. Just all that stuff really adds to making these cars very special and unique. And again, Studebaker really was kind of ahead of the curve. They were struggling in some ways. I mean, at that time, Chevrolet, one model of a Chevrolet sold all of the Studebaker sales combined. But you know what? Studebaker was still hanging in there, still had great designs, stuff that people were still interested in. People were very loyal in those days. If you were a Studebaker person or a Hudson person or a Ford, Chevy, whatever, people were very product orientated and owners, you know, of the marks that they liked. Well, anyway, getting back to our Studebaker at hand. Now, the other nice thing this car has, it does have the radial tires, which is something that was not available in 1962, of course, but radial tires with the whitewall, with the full hubcap, with the Studebaker emblem in the middle on the steel rims, just makes for a really nice ride. It's one of those things with the power steering, radial tires. This car is probably going to be fun to drive, and anybody can because, like I said, it's got an automatic transmission as well. But yes, let's take a look at some of the inside in this car. I mean, beautiful red vinyl interior, just very, very neat. Padded black dash, excellent shape. And the Studebaker always had lots of gauges. I mean, even a working, functioning tachometer in the dash. And they've got neat door panels, the chrome strips in the headliner. I mean, this thing was, when, like I say, Studebaker was trying to come out with something that was very unique and very, very special. Still has the vent windows, one of my favorite things on all these old cars. It really is something that just I miss today on our cars of late. They just don't have that. Someone has actually even put in front seat belts, which, you know, back in 1962 was something that you were not required to have, but it was still one of those options you could have in this day and age. Again, one of those things we're so used to. Just nice to have in this particular car. Yeah, everything is really a very, very stock model, to say the least. I believe there's even the original owner's manual in the glove box. But yes, Studebaker was always trying to be ahead of the curve, something really unique. I mean, this car added the sound. It's got a dual exhaust system, so it really has a nice sound as well. So it's kind of one of those sporty sport cars. And there's one of these funny things in one of the stories about the roof line. It kind of looks like a Thunderbird roof line. Well, we don't know if Studebaker was kind of taking liberties to put that on there, but that was one of the improvements that they wanted to do with the looks on the car overall. Kind of a European look, whatnot. This one even has front bumper guards on it. Really very neat. But it always makes sure to tell you that it's a Studebaker on the back sail as well by the trunk area. It also says Studebaker Hawk, which, you know, they want to make sure you know what you're up against or what kind of car that really is. If you couldn't identify it, you and I probably as an old car persons, we can kind of figure that out. But, you know, in the day it was brand new. That was something new and exciting for people to have. Now, you can find all of our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram as well. Give us a TikTok, give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it very much. You have all the information on this car and our current inventory, and as an added bonus, some of the cars that we sold over the years as well. So check those sites out if you enjoy looking at old cars. The one thing I always suggest, make sure to go to our website, sign up for our email blast, so you get the latest and greatest, newest editions, whatever. And our website again is ellingsonmotorcars.com. So yes, it's one of those cars that if you're looking for something special, hey, this car has lots of room in the trunk. You can get a couple sets of golf clubs in there. Can you imagine how much fun this would be? Pull up to the golf course with this thing. They go, what the heck is that? Well, it's called a Studebaker GT Hawk, which is something kind of really new and exciting. I just love the orphans. I guess that's one of my weaknesses in life, and I guess one of the things that Ellingson is known for. Lots of the cars that just are kind of very special. So if you're looking for your first car or your 100th car, odds are Ellingson's probably has something on our sales floor that would intrigue you. Now, if you're like me, I would need to come down and take a look at it. Not that we don't sell probably 90% of my cars online, but if you want to come down and look at it in person, we're happy to have you come. We are open to the public Monday through Friday from 10 until 5, Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. So you can come on down. The other thing I always suggest when you have a car that, you know, is a collector, join the local club or even the national club. I know there's a big Studebaker club here in the Twin Cities area, and they are always a nice bunch of people to get together with because they have the same interests as you, same passion, same love of what you have. Plus, there's probably Mr. Wrench in the group. If you have a question that refers to mechanical things, there's someone there that can probably help you find those answers to those questions. And the national group as well has a newsletter for parts availability, and they'll help you with that. Now, if you live out of state and you say, you know, I live in California, I live in Texas, Florida, wherever, we can assist you with getting cars shipped any place in the United States. Not a problem. We can do that. We have several sources for that, and we can help that be arranged as well. We can also help with financing. If you're looking for collector car financing, we have several sources for that as well, because your local bank sometimes, most people wouldn't even know when was the last Studebaker made or what is a Studebaker. 1966, by the way, is the last year that a Studebaker actually came out as a Studebaker. Well, if you're looking for something truly exciting, something unique, you want something that really is one of those turnkey deals, turn the key, start it up, anybody can drive it. It's got V8 power, automatic, and it's got power steering. It's just one of those cars sitting right here on the sales floor at Ellingson's. And again, our website being ellingsonmotorcars.com. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our videos. I'm sure there's lots of them out there that you can watch. I've been doing this for a while, and I have fun doing it. Thank you again, and see you next time at ellingsonmotorcars.com.